Studios in Hazleton, Pennsylvania. WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It's Friday, March 25th, 2016. I'm Ann Gownley. Some businesses in the Hazleton area will close up shop for a few hours for worship on Good Friday. WYLN stopped by a well-known and long-standing business in the area who took part in the tradition and have been for many years. It's a tradition for local businesses to close for 3 hours each Good Friday for worship. Tyrone's Market on Alter Street in Hazleton has been closing down on Good Friday since opening in 1941 from noon until 3 p.m.
We've always closed between 12 and 3 when my father started and stuff, and we just carried the tradition on. And we feel that for what he sacrificed for us, that if we can't give him a few hours in our life, that's a shame that people can't go back to basics and be a lot nicer to people and respect people, you know, but time will tell.
But with closing down for 3 hours, what does his customers think about it?
Oh, they're very happy that we closed for those 3 hours because that's what we did. That's what you're used to. And the young kids today don't know what it is. And they're happy and they say, well, thank you for closing and, you know, keeping it going.
Tyrone says he likes to continue the good work that his father and uncle started 74 years ago. And with those traditions come the Easter traditions the market sells.
We make our own kibasi, we make our own fresh sausage, we make Tyrolean, we make pepperoni. It's all made here. And we really deal in meats. We have a good line of meats. We have veal chops, lamb chops, steaks, you know, and stuff like that, kebabs. So if they want good meats, come to Tyrone's.
After 75 years of doing so, those at Tyrone's Market say they will continue the tradition of closing on Good Friday in the afternoon as long as they continue to operate the business. Well, in other news today, it's been ruled a murder-suicide in Dorrance on Wednesday night. State police and the county coroner's office have confirmed that. The victim has been identified as 40-year-old Alan M. Sanders, and the suspect has been identified as 20-year-old Stefan Senkavowit, both of Mountaintop. The home involved is in the Aberdeen Inn at 798 Aberdeen Road. We're told the two men were roommates. An autopsy is scheduled today. The investigation is ongoing. A shooting last night in Wilkes-Barre resulted in a non-life-threatening injury. Police responded to a report of shots fired shortly after 8 p.m. on Wyoming Street. The individuals who were involved in the incident fled the scene. A short time later, a gunshot victim arrived at a local hospital with a non-life-threatening injury. The shooting is still under investigation. Anyone with information is asked to contact the Wilkes-Barre Police Department at 570-825-1590. Nesquehoning Borough Council fired a police officer involved in a fatal crash almost 2 years ago. Stephen Homenko was formally terminated Wednesday night, though he'd been suspended shortly after the crash in 2014. Borough Council President David Hawk said decision was made after council received feedback from its solicitor. Homenko was chasing a car that passed another one illegally on Route 209. State police at Lehighton say he was going over 100 miles per hour when he slammed into a Toyota Taurus on Route 209 just east of junction with Route 93. The crash claimed the life of a 69-year-old and injured her husband. The Attorney General's office is prosecuting the case against Homenko. The case is still pending in Carbon County Court with a status conference scheduled for April 18th. Senior Judge John Roof of Bucks County, a guest judge, is presiding. Homenko remains free on $100,000 unsecured bail. State Supreme Court Justice J. Michael Eakin has been fined $50,000 for sending and receiving a load of emails. The penalty was imposed by the Court of Judicial Discipline. The court says Eakin failed to promote public confidence in the judiciary and seriously jeopardized its reputation. Eakin does not plan to appeal the judgment. He will get to keep his pension. The court said it substantially and significantly reduced its sanction because of his resignation earlier this month. The court also found that Eakin's participation in the email exchange was not criminal, nor did it prejudge the proper administration of justice. Eakin will have 6 months to pay that $50,000 fine. Much of Hazleton was without power for about an hour last night due to a transformer explosion. The transformer which blew up was between Lincoln and Grant Street on Wilbur Court. Reportedly, a second transformer a few blocks away also went out. That left much of the northwest side without power. The affected area was north of about 12th Street, from around Lincoln Street across 15th to Seibert Street. Power was back on by around 11:45 p.m. About a month ago, a similar thing happened when a transformer at 5th and Locust Street went out, knocking out power for most of the northwest side for about an hour and a half. The Wilkes-Barre Area School District is still interested in the Old Times Leader building on the square, but negotiations with Panzetti Enterprises hasn't gone anywhere. Solicitor Ray Wendelowski says the district is still looking for guidance from the Commonwealth. Back in February, the board voted 7-2 to negotiate a deal in which Panzetti would buy the building, renovate it to hold 2 grades from Coughlin, and lease it to the district for 20 years. The district would then take ownership. Wendelowski says the deal is a private-public partnership and they're new to Pennsylvania's Department of Education. He added it didn't make much sense to work out a deal and then be told by DOE it wouldn't recognize it. Demolition of the old building at Coughlin has already begun. The hope was to move 11th and 12th graders from Coughlin to the TL building. A Berwick man is facing charges after he was found in possession of homemade bombs, brass knuckles, and a sawed-off shotgun. Larry Wrenchbach was taken into custody at his home on LaSalle Street around 5:30 Thursday. Police said they searched Wrenchbach and found a leather case containing brass knuckles with 2 razor blades welded to them. He cooperated with police and admitted to manufacturing homemade explosives, firearms, and weapons. Wrenchbach also had a PFA against him. Police also say he'd been increasingly paranoid and was believed to be using methamphetamine, prescription pills, and heroin. Tonight, he's behind bars at the Columbia County Prison, facing charges of weapons of mass destruction, firearms not to be carried without a license, risking a catastrophe, and related charges. Giants and Martin's are alerting customers to a voluntary recall of baby food. The stores have removed specific Gerber Organic Second Foods pouch products from its shelves. A packaging defect may result in the product spoiling during transportation and handling. The following products are being recalled or up on your screen right now. Customers who have purchased these products should discard any unused portions and bring the receipt to the store for a full refund. For more information on the recall, you can call Giant and Martin's customer service at 1-888-814-4268. A legendary comedian died at a Los Angeles hospital yesterday. Gary Shandling began his stand-up comic career back in 1978. He was a regular guest on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, and in 1986 co-created The Gary Shandling Show. He also starred in HBO's The Larry Sanders Show. He was rushed to the hospital yesterday, where he later died of a heart attack. Gary Shandling was 66 years old. Time now for a first look at our forecast. The weekend is upon us, and hopefully the forecast still remains bright and sunny. Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik is in the Weather Center with the details. Joe, what is our weather looking like for this Easter holiday weekend?
Well, overall, things shaping up to be pretty nice across all of our viewing area for this upcoming Saturday and Sunday. Not a bad day today. We had some of that rain around earlier. Then it started to clear out, so traveling this evening, things looking pretty good. Again, no precipitation throughout the Northeast, just some clouds, and that's going to be the case as we head through this entire weekend. A little bit cooler across the extreme Northeast, temperatures in the 60s. These were high temperatures over the past 24 hours. Elsewhere, temperatures did get up into the 70s. Temperature-wise right now, 55 in New Angola, 56 in Berwick, 55 in Bloomsburg, and 55 degrees in Danville. So as that front passed through, it took the rain with it and also brought those temperatures down. But now, what can we expect this holiday weekend? I'll have the complete details for you coming up in a few. Ann?
Thanks, Joe. Coming up next, a Little League team in our area will now be able to get new equipment thanks to a local car dealership in Hazel Township. Plus, a look at the annual Good Friday tradition that takes place on the streets of Hazleton. More news, weather, and sports is coming your way only on WYLN. Stay tuned.
You're watching WYLN News with Ann Gownley, Gary Perna, Julie Stefanovich, Paula Degnan, Chief Videographer Mike Lula, weather with meteorologist Joe Garbacik, and sports with Eric DeBerardinis.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric, Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Boy, I hope I win tonight.
Why?
It's tax time, and I have to get my taxes done.
Well, why don't you try Honest Abe's tax service? The most you'll pay is $75 to $125. They say don't stress, pay less.
What's that name again?
Honest Abe's Business and Tax Service. 310 South Church Street, Hazleton, 570-861-8297.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones. Fairway Chevrolet in Hazel Township is committed to supporting its community through the Chevrolet Youth Sports Program. A sporting goods donation was made to the West Hazleton Little League on Wednesday. Each year, the company chooses a different youth sports organization to donate to.
We pick a league in the area, and we try to get everybody involved, the Hazleton, West Hazleton Township, the Valley, everybody, Freeland, and we give them all a turn where they could get all this equipment for their Little League season. So we're happy to be part of it every year.
The group gets to choose the equipment that best suits their needs. It is then ordered and delivered to them in person.
The West Hazleton Little League is so very grateful to Fairway Motors for helping out with this donation. You know, the kids enjoy the sport, love the sport, and the equipment that's provided is going to be a huge asset to all of the teams in the league.
The biggest satisfaction of the program is seeing the smiles that it puts on the young players' faces.
And we can get all kinds of new things so we could play ball. And we could play with our friends and keep playing ball.
The team will soon be putting their equipment to good use because Little League season is right around the corner. Coming up next, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik is back with a full look at our forecast, plus details on the annual Stations of the Cross procession through the streets of Hazleton. Stay tuned, more news is headed your way only on WYLN.
Hello, I'm Paul Esposito Jr. from Victoria's Candies. My family has been serving the Hazleton and surrounding area since 1934. Our secret family recipes and time-tested techniques of making fine candy have made Victoria's Candies your choice for nearly 4 generations. We specialize in Easter baskets and hollow-filled eggs, and we make our own chocolate molds, like the Easter Bunny, the Last Supper, the Cross, an iPod, a cell phone, or a guitar, just to name a few. Shop where the Easter Bunny shops, Victoria's Candies.
This is Staff Sergeant Eric Olson, and on the next Warrior Summit Outdoors, I take over 20 veterans on the deer hunt of a lifetime, a property hunted for the first time in 15 years. That's right, 15 years. But don't worry, kids, none of Santa's reindeer were there. Well, and after we harvested some huge bucks, we cooked up the harvest and enjoyed a holiday feast with veterans and family while we reflected on being home for the holidays and sharing the importance of supporting our homeless veterans. That's all on the next Warrior Summit Outdoors.
Well, it definitely is a very nice day across our area. Temperature-wise, not bad for this time of year. A little bit cooler than the last couple of days. A little bit of a breeze. Still got a lot of clouds around, but at least that precipitation we had around earlier has moved through, and it's actually bringing in some cooler weather as we head into this upcoming weekend. Onto the graphic for today, and you see the front as it cleared. It took all the precipitation with it, but it's going to bring those temperatures down a bit, especially some of those overnight lows. It's going to be a little bit chilly out there, but overall this upcoming weekend, it's shaping up to be pretty nice. It should stay dry. Live 35 SkyCast Doppler, nothing to show you. We continue to remain dry from Wilkes-Barre through Scranton, Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Danville. No precipitation at all to talk about. 48 degrees, our live Lehigh tire conditions. We picked up almost 1/10 of an inch of rain since the midnight hour. 55 now in Mount Pocono, 55 in Selinsgrove. Take a look at Philadelphia. That's a place to be if you like the warmth. It's still 73 degrees. If you like the cold weather, boy, look how cold it is out toward the west. Temperatures only in the 30s, a big contrast in temperatures. Big contrast. We got 30s to 50s to 70s. That's typical for what you see throughout the month of March. Temperature-wise in the Wyoming Valley area, generally mid to upper 50s, near 60 degrees. A little bit windy, 10, 15 or so miles per hour. So the rain moves through, the front comes through, brings in the colder air behind it. Still got a lot of clouds around, but at least it's going to continue to remain dry for our Saturday and our Sunday. We won't have to worry about any precipitation. Next chance of seeing anything won't get here until early next week on Monday, and that's when we introduce you to the chance of some more rain. So tonight, much colder, dropping down into the 30s. Chillier tomorrow, but still not bad. We're up into the 50s. And heading into tomorrow night, generally dropping down into the 30s. So seasonable temperatures tomorrow, kind of like where they could be and should be around this time of year. No excessively warm temperatures like we had before, 60s and 70s. But it will be dry tomorrow and Easter Sunday. Extended forecast looking like this. Looking nice, lots of sunshine, 52. For tomorrow, 53 for Sunday, and then some rain for Monday, only in the 40s. Very chilly for Tuesday, lower 40s. Getting back up into the 50s for Wednesday, and then some showers by the ending part of the week. But temperatures will be a little bit milder. Daytime Pennsylvania lottery numbers: pick 2, 88, pick 3, 974, and a pick 4, 0439. Pick 5 numbers looking like this: 30945. Treasure hunt numbers 257, 25, and 28. Stick around. We'll have a whole lot more for you coming up after these commercial messages.
For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road, Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicap accessible with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. There are packages available to fit anyone's budget. Restaurant and catering on site. Our facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor and private parties. Call 570-384-2314.
Hello, I'm Tiffany Cloud, host of The Storm on WYLN TV 35. Election season's coming. We are the Hazleton-based television station with truly substantive political talk. Often The Storm is a candidate's first stop when running for political office. And if candidates want to win, they come on The Storm and advertise in WYLN TV 35 programming, which airs across northeastern Pennsylvania, the most expansive viewing area by far of any Hazleton-based TV station. WYLN TV 35. We are your stop for the best political talk.
Join us this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. You're going to meet Pete, a wonderful young man who had an unfortunate car accident, who sought chiropractic care and a team of doctors to help him along this road of recovery. It's coming up this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. Join us.
For over 15 years, St. Gabriel's Church in Hazleton has been doing something different than just the usual Good Friday services. WYLN's Aaron Harvey has the story.
The most traditional way Catholics commemorate Good Friday is by going to a church service. Holy Annunciation of St. Gabriel's Church in Hazleton have been doing live Stations of the Cross for over 15 years. Today, we spoke with Pastor Finn before the reenactment.
Our parish has sponsored an annual Passion Pageant, which is really the Stations of the Cross, but reenacted with live costumed actors that we will perform in each step, going up Laurel Street and down Wyoming Street. Also accompanied with prayers in English and Spanish. We do this every Good Friday to mark the Passion of Jesus.
From what began as just an idea to where it is now, this event gets bigger each year.
It started with, it's really a custom that comes from the Hispanic world. So it began as Hispanic immigrants began coming to Hazleton and starting to bring us their faith traditions. And it has grown over the years, getting bigger and bigger every year.
The reenactment is celebrated in 2 different languages to bring the community together.
We really want to embrace everyone, so we will be praying in English and Spanish at every Station of the Cross. However, the actors and people, especially guiding the procession itself, are largely drawn from the Hispanic community of our parish.
Each year, something new is added.
Oh no, we've been rehearsing for several weeks, really since the beginning of Lent. This is a project that people look forward to every year. Every year, actually, we introduce certain new elements. That's the same traditional 14 Stations of the Cross, but as people have walked through them, prayed with them every year, we introduce maybe a little more colorful elements, introductions, more dialogue, different costumes, different moves, to continue to help people to try to experience as lively and as concretely as possible what Jesus went through.
Because the acting and costumes are so real, it takes an emotional toll on some people.
This is hugely powerful. I mean, you will see people crying on the streets. We'll see people kneeling in prayer, people really whose attention is completely absorbed. This is a great spiritual, I guess, immersion in the reality of Jesus' suffering and death, which leads us to be able to celebrate well with the meaning of his resurrection. So yes, this means a great deal to people.
Pastor Finn encourages everyone to come out to the event.
We want this to be, yes, a cultural tradition of our parish, but one that we offer so that everyone can take part, because our faith is not just linked to one group or another. It's a faith that we offer to everyone.
Hundreds of people process through the streets of Hazleton to commemorate the Passion of Christ. This is one of the many services of Holy Week leading up to Easter Sunday. In Hazleton for Wyln News, I'm Erin Harvey.
Thanks, Erin. Coming up next, Eric DeBerardinis is in with sports here on WYLN. Plus, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik will have one final look at our forecast. Stay tuned.
This week on Topic A, I'm joined by David Yonkai, the editor of the LULAC Political Letter. We'll talk about the presidential election, we'll talk about the state budget stalemate in Harrisburg, and his take on local politics right here, including Wilkes-Barre and in Hazleton. All that coming up this week on Topic A, only on WYLN.
Today, a local graphic designer will be in Philadelphia for the Sweet 16. Every possession, the casual fan might take the huge logo at midcourt for granted, but Joe Bosack will be paying extra attention to it. Why? Well, he made it.
Especially love going to live sporting events where we can see our work out there on the court, on the field, on uniforms.
You may not be familiar with Joe Bosack's name or face, but you have definitely seen his creations, and you're about to start seeing a lot more of them. He's the guy that created the logos for the NCAA tournament, all out of his office in Pottsville.
I didn't even know that something like this existed. I didn't know that you could make a career as a graphic designer in the sports industry.
Well, Joe Bosack has made quite the career.
Started out in the minor leagues and worked my way up.
All the way up to being responsible for the midcourt logos you'll see during this weekend's regional finals and next weekend's Final Four.
So subtle elements of Houston in here, the Space City, also the colors of the Texas flag. I'm a sports fan, but I'm probably a bigger collegiate sports fan than anything else. So for me, this has just been a great project.
The project also includes a comprehensive rebranding of the NCAA championships that include 3 divisions, 24 sports, and 90 championships, which offers quite the creative challenge.
What you can see here is you can see the continuity and common elements between all of them. It's never been done before. You know, the NCAA has never tried something like this before, has never tried to accomplish something like this before.
But that's not all. BOSAC is also responsible for the logos of over 90 colleges, as well as minor league and pro teams.
And we gave them a very sleek, athletic look.
And fans of those franchises and schools definitely take notice of his work.
It's sort of highly emotionally charged. It's the power of alma mater.
The fans are passionate, but so is Joe. The goal with each project is to leave an imprint, much like his designs are imprinted across helmets, jerseys, playing surfaces, and more.
Something that is memorable. And that's really what makes the best logos, are logos that when you look at them, they're immediately recognizable, immediately memorable, and you sort of come back to what they represent.
Joe told me his favorite old school logo is Notre Dame, and his dream job is to work on a Super Bowl logo. Stay tuned. Coming up, Joe Garbacik is in with a final look at the forecast.
If you're not in danger and you see a crime, text 274-637, 274-637, 274-637. Send your tip, take them off the street. Text 274-637. Send your tip, take them off the street. No one will know your identity.
Now helping to solve or prevent the crime is just a text away. Text my tips to the word crimes and let the law help you.
Wyln has strong ties to the community and it's committed to important causes like the American Cancer Society and Helping Hands Society telethons. Wyln's commitment to Pennsylvania continues with the broadcast of Hazleton's Fun Fest Parade and the Christmas and St. Patrick's Day parades in Wilkes-Barre. In the summer, we broadcast the Weatherly and Giants to Spare Hill climb. And throughout the year, we provide important community services through the broadcast of town meetings, school board meetings, election night coverage, and other community events. Wyln, we're your local network.
Tune in every Sunday night on WYLN from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. for hard-hitting, high-flying, non-stop action as only Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling High Voltage can bring you. That's Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling every Sunday night on WYLN. I'll see you in the ring.
Live 35's Geikaz Doppler. There you can see nothing showing throughout the state of Pennsylvania, and that's going to be the case as we head through Saturday and Sunday. It will be dry. Look at these temperatures. There's a big contrast. We got some warmer air toward the east and out toward the west, the colder air. Unfortunately, that colder air is going to spread toward our area because of the front that continues to move through. So it's going to be cooler as we head into the weekend. But you know what? 50s will do it, and that's okay. But just not quite as warm as what we did see those couple of days where we saw temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Kind of got spoiled by that type of weather. That's temperatures above where we should be for this time of year. But you know what? As long as it's dry, we got 50s this weekend, holiday weekend. We're looking at Christmas Eve and day, Christmas Eve and day. Well, that's a ways off, isn't it? Well, we got Easter Eve and day. How about that? We got temperatures in the 50s. That's pretty good. Hey, you know what? If it was Christmas Eve and day and we had 50s,
I'll take that.
I think we'll take that. That would be all right.
Although I feel like
winter.
We did have a nice Christmas though. Like it wasn't.
Well, you know what? It just seems like the holidays are flying by. The seasons are going by, and it's already spring. We're going into April already.
We had a week between St. Patrick's Day and Easter. So
Easter's very early this year.
Yeah, but I will definitely take that weather.
Sure.
If you could hold on to that weather. And bring
Take
it in
a snapshot and we'll put it on Christmas Eve and day.
Well,
that'd be
like
all right.
For maybe April 1st, April Fool's Day. That's more of what it's about. But
yeah,
still a beautiful weekend. So if you had any outdoor plans, continue with them. And
Easter egg hunts.
I
could speak on behalf of Eric. Yes, Easter egg hunts.
I hope you get an Easter egg hunt.
They're always fun.
They are fun. They are.
Did you hide any around here?
No.
How about the light?
Maybe.
We'll find one.
Happy Easter, everyone, from all of us here at WYLN.